Okay, let's calculate probabilities for winning the lottery. Okay, to figure probabilities, you have to calculate your probability of success to probability of failure. And this ratio is written: probability is equal to probability of successful attempts divided by the total possible attempts. Now, successful attempts can either be written successfully picking the winning numbers or success in picking the losing numbers, and you'll see how that works in a little bit. We'll next have to know factorials. The factorial of n, let's call it fact n. And fact, let's pick an n. Let's pick an n equals 5, let's say. So factorial of 5, fact 5, is equal to 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 equals 120. And the reason why I use fact is because in an Excel program, that's what you have to type in. Fact, F-A-C-T, and then 5. The Excel program will give you the factorial of the number. Or you can type in fact n minus r, which in the Excel program it has a comma there. And let r equal number of ways to pick from n. We have to pick, let's say, r from n. So we have fact 6, where n is 6. And we have to pick 3 numbers from 6 numbers and get that combination. So that's 6 minus 3 is factorial of 3. That's 3, 2, 1. That means there's 6 different combinations we can come up with. So, okay, to calculate combinations, we say combo n comma r. We have a set of n numbers, and we have to pick r numbers from that. So, we have factorial of n divided by the factorial of r times the factorial n minus r. For small numbers, this is great by hand. But to calculate factorial of 75 is quite difficult, and your calculator probably won't calculate it because calculators don't calculate that high in factorials. You'll have to use something like an Excel program, okay? So if you type in fact, F-A-C-T, 75, let's say, it will give you 24, 0809, 140, 811, 395, 400, followed by 93 zeros. This is why your calculator won't perform the calculation. The equation that combo nr is equal to is combo n given r is equal to n factorial divided by r factorial times n minus r factorial. And I use the factorial symbol rather than putting fact there. I just use the factorial symbol, which is right here, okay? So what this does is, this equation here, what this equation means is, let's say we have a set of n numbers from 1 through 75. And r is the set of numbers we have to pick from n. What this combo equation says is, if you plug in those numbers, n and r, it will give you the number of combinations that are available to you to pick from. So if you have a set of 75 numbers and you got to pick 3 or 5 or 8 or whatever, it'll tell you how many combinations you can come up with, okay? So that's what that equation does right there. Okay, and also what I want you to note is the factorial of 0 is equal to 1. And you will see that in a few minutes. Okay, Therefore, the total number of ways to pick 5 balls, white balls, and 1 mega ball to win the jackpot is combo N, comma R is equal to our equation. And I use fact, I didn't use the symbol, factorial. Okay. So N is 75. N is the number of balls we have. And 5 is the number of balls that we have to choose, different balls we have to choose from numbers 1 through 75. Okay, so if I begin choosing numbers from 1 through 75 until I pick all of the numbers from 1 through 75, how many combinations will I have? Well, this equation gives you that information. So if I plug in N equals 75 and R equals 5 into our equation here, right here, this combo equation tells me that if I pick all of the numbers and use them all up, and use them only once, I will have 17,259,390 combinations, different numbers. That's a lot of combinations, okay? And then the equation says I have to pick 1 megaball. So I plug in N equals 15 because the megaball goes from 1 to 15. And I only have to pick 1 number, okay? So I plug in N is 15 and R is 1, and I come up with the combination of 15. And that's what it is, because if you got 15 numbers and you only have to pick 1, you're gonna have 15 combinations available to you. Okay. So we're gonna use this number in our equation. So our equation up here, it says possible successful attempts divided by the total possible attempts. Okay, so our total possible attempts are 17,259,390 times 15. And the reason why we multiplied these two numbers is because when we pick the first 5 white balls and then we pick the 1 gold ball or mega ball, those 2 picks are independent of each other. They're not dependent on each other. So because they're independent, I have to multiply them together. And when I multiply them together, the total available combinations in choosing the white ball and the red gold ball, the mega ball, is 258,890,850. Now, when I say use the ball number only once, this is what I mean. Let's say we had to pick 4 numbers from 1 through 75. Okay, and let's say I picked 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay. In that row, I only pick each number once. But I can use it again. If I pick another number combination, I can pick 1, 5, 3, 9. Okay. And if I pick another row, I can use 1 until I use it up. Use up all the numbers. So that's what I mean when I say once. You can't pick 1, 1, 1, 3, 5, because you only use the number once, and that's what I mean by that. Okay, let's see. Okay, this means when you pick 5, then that's what I just explained that. When you pick 5 white balls, they are 17,259,390 different combinations out there, and you just picked one of the combinations. And when you pick the 1 gold ball, there are 15 other gold balls you could have picked, but you just picked 1. And we multiply these numbers together, and we get the total combinations of numbers or tickets that can be purchased. Okay. Let's see how to calculate probabilities for different combinations of numbers. Okay, let's work with the jackpot. Okay, let's say we pick the correct number combination 5 out of 5. We're going out buy a ticket, and our ticket's going to win. Okay, and the number of ways we can pick the correct number 5 out of 5 is combo 5, comma 5. Okay, and that's equal to 1. And if you plug that into our equation, you'll see that that is equal to 1. Okay. And the correct number of ways we can pick 1 out of 15 megaball numbers is 1, comma 1, which is 1. Therefore, our probability of winning is, and I'm going to calculate it here, combo N, comma R in our trusty equation. So to pick 5 out of 5 numbers, I calculate factorial 5 divided by factorial 5 times factorial 5 minus 5. Okay, the factorial of 5 is 120, and the factorial of 5 minus 5 is 0. So, and I just said that factorial of 0 is 1. So, factorial of 5 in the denominator is 120. 120 over 120 is 1 times 1, that's equal to 1. Okay, and the combo 1, 1 is equal to factorial of 1 divided by the factorial of 1 times factorial of 1 minus 1, which is 0, and that's all equal to 1. So the probability of winning, which I call P, is equal to the combo of 5, comma 5, times the combo of 1, comma 1, divided by the total. Okay. Up above in the numerator is my successful attempts. Okay. Combo 5, comma 5, and combo 1, comma 1. Those are my 2 successful attempts. In the denominator is my total attempts, or possible attempts, which is our number we calculated before, 258,890,850. Okay. Therefore, the probability of me winning the jackpot is 1 in 258,890,850. And if I divide that into 1, I get the odds. And the odds are 0.00000000386. That's your odds of winning the jackpot. That's very, very small. And that's why most people don't win the jackpot. What this says is, essentially, if you buy a lottery ticket, you're going to essentially throw your ticket away. Essentially. Because the odds of you winning are so small until, you can probably just throw your ticket in the drawer and people forget about it usually. And that's why a lot of tickets go unclaimed, because people are so accustomed to not winning till they just put their ticket in the drawer and forget about it. Okay, and that's the odds of you winning. And this is here at 1 over 258,890,850 is the probability of you winning. Okay, now I want to explain something to you also. Is the probability of you winning has nothing to do with how many people play this game. It has nothing to do with that. So some people say, well, the odds are better if more people are playing or less people are playing. It has nothing to do with that. The odds of winning are based on the combination of numbers. And the mega ball is 1 through 75. Okay? And so that's what your probability of winning is, based on those numbers. If they made the numbers 1 through 120, your probability would even be smaller. Okay, and people would probably never win for a long time. So don't say that according to how many people buy tickets. It has nothing to do with that. If you spend $100 on a lottery, your odds are the same. So if you spend $1,000 on lottery tickets, your odds hasn't changed one bit. Okay, so that's why when you play the lottery, you should play it because it's a game. And you play $1, and your dollar helps somebody in education, so you commit $1. Okay, because your odds of getting return on that dollar is very small. So your return should be helping education, maybe. Okay. Now, we've calculated the odds of winning the jackpot. And if you look on the Mega Ball site at their table, you'll see that they have this listed. The odds of winning the jackpot is 1 in 258,890,850. That's how they calculate that. Okay. Let's calculate now. If we get 5 of the white balls correct, will we get the we don't pick the correct gold mega ball. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, the number of ways you can pick the correct 5 out of 5 white balls is combo 5-5. We just did that. Okay, so that's equal to 1. Okay, but in this scenario, since we picked the wrong mega ball, let's calculate the ways you could pick the incorrect mega ball. And how can you do that? Well, there's 15 balls. Okay, only one of them is correct, and you picked one of the 14 losers. If one of them is correct, then the other 14 are losers. And you pick one of those 14 losers. So therefore, your successful attempts on the top in the numerator is combo 5, 5 times combo 14, 1. Because that's the successful attempts you had. You picked the right 5 out of 5, but you picked the wrong red mega ball, or gold mega ball. Okay. And on the bottom in the denominator is our same total combinations, okay? So that's 1 times 14 is 14 over 258,890,850. If you divide 14 into that, you get 1 over 18,492,203.57. So that's your probability, 1 in 18,492,203.57. And if you divide that into 1, you get your odds of winning. Okay? So, and you win $1 million. And if you look on the Mega Ball site online, you'll see that they have listed 18,492,203. They don't include the 0.57 because it's useless in the great scheme of things, you know. So it's useless. Okay. Let's look at if we correctly pick 4 of the white balls and correctly pick the gold mega ball. And I'm giving you all these scenarios because I'm only going to do a few of these in the table, and then I'm going to let you put your hand at it and do the rest of the remaining scenarios of different balls. Okay, that you can win prizes for. So the number, and I'm going to cut it short now since I've shown you how to do this. And if you get lost, you can go back in the video and see how to do it. Okay. So the number of ways to match 4 out of 5 white balls is we got combo 5-4 because we've got 5 numbers and we're supposed to pick only 4 of them correctly. But because we missed 1, we have to calculate the probability of missing that 1. So the number of ways to match 1 out of the remaining 70, because we have 75 balls, we pick 4 of them correct out of the 75, but we picked 1 wrong, so that means we picked 1 out of the 70 losing balls. Okay, so we got combo 70, 1, and we got to calculate that. And then the number of ways to match winning 1 out of 15, which we did win that, so that's 1-1. We did that before. So therefore, we have combo 5, 4 times combo 70, 1 times combo 1-1. And as we saw before, combo 1-1 is 1. So therefore, if we plug in our numbers into our equation, we'll have combo 5, 4 is equal to 5. Combo 70, 1 is equal to 70. And combo 1-1 is equal to 1. So that's 5 times 70 times 1 is 350. And if I divide that into our total combinations, I get 1 over 739,688.14. And if I divide that into 1, I get the odds of winning. Okay. And the odds are getting better because I'm getting some incorrectly. So if you look at the online page, you'll see that that's what they list. And if you get that correctly, you win $5,000. Okay. Let's say we get the correct 4 white balls and the incorrect mega ball. And I'm giving you all these scenarios so you can do the remainder of the table. So the number of ways to match 4 out of 5 white balls is combo 5-4. We just did that one. And the number of ways to match 1 out of 70 losing white balls, we just did that one. And the number of ways to match the losing mega ball is 1 out of 14. We did that one before. So that's 5 times 70 times 14. We plug in our N and R's into our combo equation, and we get these numbers here, 5, 70, and 14. Okay? And we get 5 times 70 times 14 is 4,900. We divide that into our total combinations, and we get 1 over 52,834.87. And if we take 1 over that, divide that into 1, we get our odds of winning. 4 out of 4 white balls with the incorrect mega ball. And we win $500 according to the online table. Okay. Now, I've done all those scenarios, and so now I want to show you how do you get the overall probability of winning something. Like on the online table, it says the overall probability of winning. You just add all the combinations you get. And the combinations are, I listed them in blue here. So the combinations here is 5 times 7 times 70 times 14 is 49. The combination I did here for this combination of 4 white balls and the correct gold ball is 350. And the combination I wrote here to win the 5 white balls is 1. I didn't make it blue. And the combination I wrote here is for the jackpot is 1. Okay. Now the combination here is 14. I'm sorry, for correct 5 white balls and incorrect gold ball. So that's 14. And the jackpot is 1. Okay. So that's 1, 14, 350, and 49. That's where I stop. Now, if you continue on with the scenario of winning 3 balls and 1 gold ball, or 3 white balls, and you missed the gold ball, then you'll get these other combinations, okay? And if you add them all up, you'll get 17,602,404. And if you that means that's the combinations you will have gone through to win something, okay? And you divide that into your total combinations, you'll get 14.71, or 1 chance in 14.71 of winning something. And if you look on the online table for Mega Ball, they have that listed. They didn't put the 1 there. They just say 14.7, okay? And what I did here is I listed the table, okay? And so what I did was I said, okay, your ticket, 5 white plus the mega ball, you say you get that right, you win the jackpot. And the probability of winning is 1 in 258,890,850. And then your probability is here. You divide that into 1. 5 white balls, you win $1 million. That's 1 in 18,492,203.57. Okay, and that's, you take the inverse of that, and that's the odds. And the 4 white balls plus the mega ball, 1 in 739,688, and 4 white balls. I believe I ended here. I did 3, I think. It's 52,834.87. Okay. So if you continue there, if you continue on down with your equation, you'll calculate each one of these odds. With the overall chance of winning is 14.71 of winning something. Okay, and to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to do one more. So let's win 3 white balls and 0 mega balls. So right here. So 3 white balls and a 0 mega ball, we win $5. And the table says it's 1 in 765. I think the online Megaball table rounds this off to 766. Okay, but let's see how we get there. So the number of ways to match 3 out of 5 white balls is combo 5-3. The number of ways to match 2 out of the 70 losing white balls is combo 72. And you'll notice we were supposed to pick 5 white balls, but we got 3 incorrect. Okay, so when the lottery deadline rolls around, we see we got 3 correct, but we missed 2. Okay, so we got 3 correct and we missed 2. So the other 2 that we missed, well, we have to find the probability of picking them out of the 70 losing balls. Because 5 of the white balls are correct. We only picked 3 of the 5 correct, so we picked 2 out of the losing 70 balls. 5 from 75 is 70, so we picked 2 of the losing 70 balls. So we got to figure that combination, okay? And that combo is 70, 2. And the number of ways to match 1 out of the 14 losing megaballs, we missed that also. That's 14, 1. And we plug these into our equation, which I did here. And combo 5-3 is fact 5 divided by fact 3 divided by fact 5 minus 3. Okay? And that's equal to 10. And I did it for 70 and 2. That's equal to 24/15. And I did it for 14-1. That's equal to 14. And then I put those in my numerator. Okay, and so I multiplied those out. I listed them here again. That's 10 times 24/15 times 14. That's equal to 338,100. And I divide that into my total combinations. And that gives me 1 over 765.72. So the probability of my getting 3 white balls correct and incorrectly picking the Powerball is 1 in 765.72, and the odds is 1 over that, which is 0.001306. And as you can see, that's what it says in the table right here. And the online table on Megaball says the same thing. I think they just round those off to 766, because that means, in the grand scheme of things, that little bit doesn't mean much. Okay. And if you continue on, and you follow the above examples, you'll duplicate the online Megaball probabilities. Okay, and you can do the same for Powerball. Okay, follows the same suit. Okay, so you can, and that should make you feel good that you can do that. And you can see that that's mathematics, and it has nothing to do with how many people buy tickets, or how many tickets are sold. All that means is somebody's going to win. If they sell 258,890,850 tickets, and all the tickets are different, then somebody's going to win. Okay, that's all that means. The odds aren't changing whatsoever. Okay, because the odds aren't based on people; it's based on the combinations of the numbers. And isn't that great? To me, that is. That's amazing. Learn mathematics. It just may save your job. Thank you.